Afternoon, folks. Me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel, and I got a couple things I want to talk to you about this afternoon. First off, there was a full disclosure live hearing today of Special Counsel Robert Hur being interrogated by the House Judiciary Oversight Committee and even some Democrats as well, including Jerry Nadler. Asked the guy some questions about Biden. And even Adam Schiff weighed in. He was mad that this guy put it out there that Biden has no memory skills available anymore. He's shot. And this guy was basically covering for Biden's butt, saying, yeah, Biden definitely did some things that were illegal, wrong. He didn't have permission or the right to this information, including, my words, including stealing documents, mismanagement of documents, and all the things that go along with the many charges they're throwing at Trump today behind documents. But at any rate, the Democrats didn't do a very good job of being able to disprove anything, especially the fact that Biden's totally incompetent and goes versus answering questions. But Mr. Hur basically told the truth, and the left didn't like it much. The fact of the matter is, he said, yeah, definitely Biden was screwing up. Knew he willfully took home documents that he did not have permission to do, should not have had access to, and it is actually a crime. Kind of like the crime that they're charging Trump with, exact same crime of willful retention of documents. Now, whether Trump willfully held the documents, had permission to, had the right to being president, that's all up in the works according to the court cases. But with Biden, we know for a fact when he was a senator, he had no reason to be down in that skiff, stuffing documents down in his drawers, taking it home, putting them in those crappy boxes left in the garage that Biden said were in a locked file cabinet. Proved that to be a lie today as well. But everything that came out today, it boiled down to the Democrats tried to make this about Trump. The Republicans just tried to get to the bottom of the transcripts that boils down to Biden couldn't answer many questions, including the fact he didn't even remember when Trump took office. This guy is shot, no doubt about it, folks. We've seen him in action. We already know. But more than that, folks, there's a couple other things that happened today that were really, I think, great things. One of them being Trump said on one of his first actions is going to be release all the J6 prisoners and pardon everybody involved in the January 6th Capitol riot. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Another great thing that's happened today is Ronna McDaniels is out of there. She is no longer part of the RNC. Mr. Watley and Laura Trump are now running the RNC, and there has been over 65 people giving their walking paper saying, you're no longer part of the RNC. Y'all got to get y'all's ass out of here. If you want to reapply, we got an application for you, but you got to be on board with the way we're going to do things. The legal ballot harvesting thing, the shoring up the election thing, and the fundraising thing. That's what the RNC is supposed to be about. It's only been about the fundraising factor. Hadn't done anything to shore up our elections or get out the vote. But now we've got 8 months for Trump's agenda with a whole bunch of new employees to be worked into the system so we can actually use the RNC as a proper tool to help the Republican Party, meaning the MAGA base, elect good people, help put Trump in there, help raise money, help fix our election process, help get out the vote. I love it. I love it. That is a wonderful news. I got a couple other more great lots of news for you, folks. There's even a possibility that Liz Cheney will be catching charges someday behind the fact that she colluded with Big Fanny in order to try to take Trump down. Matter of fact, she and her father colluded with several of the intel agents to create all this collusion against Trump. And the truth is finally coming out. Now, it probably won't be till next year or so before we can put a special counsel together to go after that J6 committee for all their lies and bullshit. And I have to believe Liz Cheney will be right up there on the top of the chopping block with Adam Schiff as far as the liars that will not make it. I believe it's going to happen, folks. Hopefully, we will get Adam Schiff not just out of position as a hopefully he's not going to be, but he wants to be a senator. Hopefully that won't fly. Mr. Steve Garvey hopefully will get the position instead of him. Steve Garvey's a baseball player who has got to be better than Adam Schiff. I don't know anything about Steve Garvey other than he was a baseball player, but I know if he's running against Adam Schiff, I would vote for him over Adam Schiff any day. Adam Schiff is as bad as they get. But at any rate, the Democrats are crying. They're throwing a fit. They don't know what's going to happen with this Trump immunity case, but they do have a game plan to try to throw one of these cases at Trump and make it stick with a felony before the election. That way, when Trump does beat the pants off of him in November, with our help, the Democrats' plan will be to say, we're not going to certify the election because Trump has been convicted of a felony. That's the game plan, folks. I've heard it from 3 different people, including Glenn Beck today, that said that's all they got left to work with, is they can't stop him from getting in there, so they're going to try to water down his power before he gets there by having the 3-lettered agencies work against him, including not debriefing him on a lot of the stuff that he'll probably need to be briefed on as president, things of that nature. You know they're going to try to do that stuff, but more than that, the Democrats know they can't win, and so all they can do is try to take the House and take the Senate to prevent Trump from having complete power. The truth be known, executive actions is going to do a whole hell of a lot to fix our country, folks. Just like executive actions from Joe Biden has done a huge part in destroying our country, including leaving our borders wide open. Trump's going to do just the same thing Biden did. He's going to take all them executive orders and he's going to tear them suckers up, make some new ones. Make some ones that actually help the American people. The America First plan, the MAGA movement. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Now, I got one more great lot of news for you, folks, and this is good news. This is good news for the children. I never thought I would see this, but it's awesome. It's starting in England. Hopefully, it will catch on worldwide. I think people are getting sick of this transgender movement. As a matter of fact, there is let me go ahead and just, instead of explaining it to you, let me just show you. Apologize, folks. I'm waiting on Facebook to load. You know how slow that place is. Now, this here is great news for the children of England, and it's hope for the rest of the children of the world as well, including the kids here in the United States. Hopefully, Trump will get on board with this as well when he gets back in there, which I believe he will. I believe the American people would get behind that 110%. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here it is.
England just banned puberty blockers for all children, all minors, putting an end to a lot of the gender-affirming care and transition therapy that kids are undergoing when they transition from one gender to another. This happens on D-Trans Day, actually a new day created to commemorate the transition, particularly of children from one gender to another who regret it and later in life try to detransition, even though in many instances they'll never be the same again. And many of them, 2 young women like Chloe and Katie, who I met earlier on the campaign trail, have actually expressed their regrets in a way that at least warns other kids to prevent them from making some of those same decisions. I bring this up because there's an angle to this that's really different than you see in the traditional political discourse of scolding a lot of this behavior. That's not where I'm coming from today. I think we've created a dichotomy between compassion versus standing for truth. And I don't think that these two things have to be in tension. I don't think that if a kid is saying that I want to transition from one biological sex to a different gender, that it's a compassionate thing to do for a kid to affirm that kid's confusion. I don't think that's compassion. I think that's cruelty. In many instances, those kids are going through something else difficult in their lives. And we as a society have constrained ourselves to say that instead of getting to the bottom of what else is going wrong at home or at school in that kid's life and to help them with compassion, we've now surrendered to this new culture that, at least for the last several years, has obsessed over saying that we're just going to indulge that kid's delusion in many cases.
You see what he's saying here, folks? And it's absolutely true. He's talking about how so many young people that are coerced into doing this tricked into doing this, convinced into doing this by their peers or teachers or parents, maybe even their own volition to do this, change their mind along the way. And there is not much you can do in the process of reversal once you start mutilating the flesh. I'll just leave it at that. But at any rate, I was glad to see that England finally come around to banning this situation for the minors. Thank God. I don't know who's running the show over there that got this legislation into effect and made it go through. But we need the same thing here in our country. As soon as Joe Biden's out of office, I hope Trump will make an executive order or push Congress to pass it, whichever way it has to go, that we do the same here. Make it a crime for doctors to be given puberty blockers to children. Make it a crime for people to have access to mutilate children in the name of some kind of transconfusionism, as I call it. But at any rate, that's all I got for you. This is nothing but good news, folks. RNC is fixing to be running like a top, like a well-oiled machine, because we got the right people behind the wheel. England is doing the right thing for once, trying to save the children. Thank you, Jesus. And Joe Biden looks not just incompetent by the facts of the hearing today, but he also looks like he lied, he cheated, and he stole, all in the name of $8 million in order to do a book deal with a ghostwriter on his biography. And that's one of the reasons he stole the documents. Now, we believe he stole documents to give away, sell, or give access to other countries as well. But for a fact, we know him and his ghostwriter broke the law with just things that with the things that he shared in his book that come out of that skiff. That alone is a crime, folks. No doubt about it. So we've got nothing but good news, folks. We're going to find out exactly what we can about the Biden administration's corruption to the fullest, so we can get them out of here ASAP. Like, subscribe, and share. Devoted Patriots. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.